Welcome to Module 9 of Suicide and Crisis Intervention Models. Today, we'll explore the essential tools of crisis intervention. In any crisis, it's crucial for mental health professionals to employ effective strategies to help clients navigate their challenges. I'll highlight key techniques and approaches outlined in our Module 9 reading. Let's start with fundamental listening skills. Active listening is crucial in any crisis situation. It involves using open-ended questions to encourage clients to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings, and closed-ended questions to gather specific information quickly. Restating and summarizing what the client says helps clarify their thoughts and shows that you're listening. Owning your feelings with I statements fosters a stronger connection with the client. Facilitative listening involves truly focusing on the client, attending to both their verbal and nonverbal messages. Open-ended questions are designed to elicit thoughtful and detailed responses from clients. Instead of asking questions that can be answered with a yes or a no, we encourage clients to share more. For example, we might ask, "Tell me more about your experience," or "What are your thoughts about what to do next?" These clients help clients explore their feelings and thoughts more deeply. Closed-ended questions, on the other hand, are used to obtain specific information quickly. These are especially useful in the early stages of intervention or when you're assessing safety issues. For example, are you feeling safe right now, or are you willing to make an appointment to see a counselor? These questions are helpful in making quick assessments and obtaining commitments from clients. In crisis situations, clients may find it difficult to communicate due to the chaotic environment or their cognitive state. Restating what they've said and summarizing it back to them shows that you're listening and helps clarify their thoughts. This technique is especially useful when obtaining commitments or ensuring that you and the client are on the same page. Owning feelings involves using I statements, such as, "I understand this is difficult for you." This helps create a bond between you and the client. It's important to avoid disowning feelings of confusion or frustration. Instead, convey understanding and use positive reinforcement to guide the client toward their goals while setting clear limits to maintain everybody's safety and your integrity. Facilitative, facilitative listening is about truly listening to the client and focusing entirely on them. This involves attending to both verbal and nonverbal messages and assessing the client's readiness to engage. Demonstrating attention through both behavioral and nonverbal behavior, you're, you help the client expand their view of the crisis and comprehend its full impact. This deeper understanding aids the client to move forward. There are 9 basic strategies in crisis intervention. These include creating awareness, allowing catharsis, providing support, promoting expansion, emphasizing focus, providing guidance, promoting mobilization, implementing order, and providing protection. Each strategy has a specific role in helping the client navigate their crisis effectively. Please read about these in more detail in your text. Communicating empathy involves 5 techniques: attending, verbally communicating, reflecting feelings, non-verbally communicating empathetic understanding, and using silence effectively. It's important to differentiate empathy from sympathy. Sympathy being, "Oh, poor you," and also ensure that our responses are supportive and non-judgmental. Genuineness in crisis intervention means being role free, spontaneous, non defensive, consistent, and sharing aspects of yourself appropriately. This authenticity helps build trust and rapport with clients, making them feel more comfortable and supported. Acceptance involves completely accepting the client, regardless of their circumstances, behaviors, or beliefs. Demonstrating unconditional positive regard helps clients feel valued and supported, even when their actions or statements might contradict your personal beliefs or values. When in the field, follow these 4 steps. Introduce yourself in a non threatening way. Use your first name. Obtain and use the client's name. Express your observations about their affect, behavior, and thoughts, and summarize your understanding of the situation. Obtain feedback from the client. These steps will help establish a connection and will help you gather information effectively. Directive counseling uses an I approach, and it's used when the client is unable to cope with the crisis that's happening. In this situation, the crisis worker needs to take temporary control, define the problem, explore alternatives, develop a plan, and guide the client through it. This approach is needed when the client is unable to manage whatever is happening. Collaborative counseling is a we approach. It's used when the crisis worker partners with the client. The client has a better coping ability to assess the problem, explore alternatives with the crisis counselor, implement a plan, and commit to it. This partnership helps the client feel more involved and supportive. Non-directive counseling is a you approach. This is ideal when the client is high functioning and they can manage their own action plan. In this situation, the client owns the problem, has good coping mechanisms, can make a plan, take action, and commit to an approach. The crisis worker's role is to support the client by listening, encouraging, and reflecting. In some situations, the client is functioning very poorly. They might be suicidal, homicidal, be acutely psychotic, and really are unable to cope. In this situation, the crisis worker is responsible really for taking command of the situation and ensuring that the client is led to a place of safety, perhaps a hospital or a higher level of care, a psychiatric emergency department, for example. Finally, let's discuss rules of the road for crisis workers. It's important to recognize individual differences, assess yourself regularly, show regard for client safety, including obtaining supervision and consultation if the client presents with any risk of harm to self or others. Also, provide unconditional support, clearly define the problem, consider alternatives, plan action steps, use the client's coping strengths, have accessible resources, develop networks, and obtain commitments from clients. These rules ensure a structured and effective approach to crisis intervention. All these tools and techniques are vital in providing effective crisis intervention and supporting our clients through their most challenging times.